Now, let's talk about the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joseph Osei Owusu, who says Osei Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu did not have to resign as Majority Leader to be able to serve as Chairman of the NPP's Manifesto Committee. This has been offered as part of the reasons why the Swami legislator had to step aside. We'll hear from the first Deputy Speaker shortly. First, here is a report by Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante capturing the response to the Majority Leader's resignation in Parliament.
The minority MPs believe Osei Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu, the former Majority Leader, has been forced out. Today, he came indeed to the floor of the House, first took a seat behind the chair that would ordinarily belong to him as Majority Leader. Later on in the day, though, he went there for like a minute and then left. But Osei Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu, in an exclusive interview with Joy News, tells me that he will be willing to break his silence on all this tomorrow.
Leader, why didn't you take your seat? You took another seat today. Leader, can you confirm officially that you told the president that you had resigned? Leader, can you tell Joy News something? That you were resigned officially? And what is in the works now?
I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Leader.
Leader, you just want to get a confirmation. Once a leader, always a leader.
I tell you. Leader, always.
I'm telling you.
Right.
There's always a leader.
Cobra.
Okay, so now,
NDC MPs really believe that he has been forced out.
I get the sense that he was forced out. I got this information about a week ago that there was going to be some changes in the leadership, and I actually spoke with Honorable Afenyo-Markin. You know, myself and he is my very good friend. I asked him, is it true that you'll be made the Majority Leader? And he said he's unaware of any of such moves.
You know, they say that one of the important rules in any game is knowing when to walk away. And I think that time and experience, to a very large extent, have tamed Osei Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu. And even if there was an attempt to push him out, it is simply because he's been tamed.
Well, majority MPs believe that there is no rancor within their side, and as far as they are concerned, all is calm.
He has been given a very important role. Drafting the manifesto of Dr. Bawumia, it's a very tedious work. And so it was going to be a bit difficult to combine the two. I mean, leading the majority and doing that. And so some of us are at peace that he voluntarily decided to give up the position so he can concentrate on this new one.
But some believe that he was forced out.
Well, I was in the meeting. He said it was voluntarily.
We expect that the National Council of the New Patriotic Party will meet on Friday to finalize the decision on the resignation of Osei Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu and announce his replacement. That replacement is expected to be his deputy, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, who will now become the new Majority Leader. There has also been some penciled appointments of other persons, including the Chief Whip, Frank Adodompre, who is said to become the Deputy Leader, as well as some promotions that will happen. And we expect that this communication will formally come before the House next week. Reporting for Joy News, Kweku Asante, Parliament House, Accra.
Meanwhile, addressing journalists in Parliament, Osei Owusu explained Osei Kyei-Mensah-Bonsu had been offered the Manifesto Committee role, and even when that came, he still had not contemplated on resigning.
Disappointed that the Kyei decided to stand down. He has been a fantastic leader, an extremely hard-working person, and I would have wished that he stayed on till the end.
So did it come to you as a surprise?
Yes, it did. But as to what got to him, I'm sure we better let him explain. Well, once he stood down, it means he's no longer the Majority Leader. But as to whether any change has happened or not, I don't have any information. I'm not aware that any person has been either nominated or discussed or chosen by their side. The Manifesto Committee's suggestion was made to him before he resigned. At that time, he had not contemplated resigning. So I don't think it would have caused any defect in his work. As anybody who has been close to him knows, he's extremely hardworking, and he can sit from morning to morning if there's work to be done.
Osei Owusu is not happy with the Speaker's interpretation of the standing orders on how leaders are appointed, insisting it has even further confused matters in the House.
I can't see how you can interpret standing orders of Parliament to bring in a party which is not a member of Parliament. That interpretation, I can't see where the basis of that, and for me, that is a confusion that has been thrown into the interpretation of the new standing orders by Mr. Speaker himself. I'm not sure you can call this an interpretation, because an interpretation comes about when there's disagreement as to the meaning of a particular clause or order. There was no such thing. I thought the Honourable Member for Tamale North was making a comment in jest. So the Speaker's opinion should not and could not be called an interpretation. He is only offering an opinion, and that's why if it was an interpretation, I wouldn't have had the courage or even the opportunity to offer an alternative one. But as to opinions, his opinion is different from mine. As to the meaning of that, it's different from that of the Honourable Atacha.